Hello, Cancer, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus. This is your tarot and oracle reading for the week of August 21st to the 27th, 2023. Two spiritual lessons are coming out for you this week. We have the Sun in reversed and Wind upright. So the Sun coming out in reversed here is showing the message of it is not always going to be your high season. You know, we think of the Sun being this life-giving force, and it's at its zenith at the top of July, at least in the northern hemisphere it is, and everything blossoms under that sunlight. But the Sun is also weaker in the winter times and has a little bit of a break. And what we can learn from that is that you can't burn all the time. You can't be at your best all the time, constantly putting up this front, being this charismatic person with so much going on in their life. Like, no, sometimes you really just need to fold your laundry, scrub the floor, and take care of yourself. Like, you can't always be this shining, glowing thing that's full of motivation and motivated. So we do see that coming through as a reminder for you this week. When you're at the peak of your sunlight energy, by all means, shine to the world, put yourself out there, but don't beat yourself up if some days you just don't want to do as much, or you need to rest, you need to recover. Next, we have the Wind Spirit coming out as your spiritual teacher this week, and this shows me that this week will be filled with change. Big change. The winds of change are embarking on your life, and definitely expect things to turn around, and change will definitely happen this week. Hopefully the tarot will show us more of where this change will happen. But next, for your energy oracle, you have caring connections coming out for you. So there is definitely love in the air. There is definitely people wanting to get closer with you, perhaps even wanting to ascend their level of commitment with you. And maybe we'll get some insights onto who this person is in the tarot cards. But if you already have an idea, that is great. Just look at the love shared between these two. I'm seeing someone wanting to hold you, hold on to you, commit to you. They don't want you to leave. They don't want you to go anywhere. And they're really valuing who you are, and they see you as something special, something that they care about, and they want to connect with you in a deeper way. Next, for your spirit animal, again, you had two cards come out when there was only supposed to be one, and you have the snake and the mouse spirit. Very similar color scheme going on here. First off, the snake is totally aligned with the wind spirit, because snakes also represent change and transformation. Shedding your old skin and allowing the new underbelly to shine, to show up here. So there definitely could be some endings, new beginnings going on in your life here. You almost had to sacrifice something in these past few weeks in order for this new thing to emerge. I'm just seeing like a soft underbelly, like you shed all the toxicity, all the things that weren't working, and now you have like this beautiful, shimmering, glowing, soft underbelly that is looking to show up here. I'm also just seeing beautiful changes coming through in your life in general. The mouse spirit, I am seeing changes when it comes to your daily habits. You may have taken on a really good habit recently that is just propelling you forward in life, or you might have quit a really bad habit. You might have quit some sort of addiction, codependency, whether to a person, a substance, a behavior, and you're looking to live a more healthier life and make better decisions for yourself, and it will be paying off because these little changes that you're making are creating massive, astronomical change in your life. So moving forward, let's see what your tarot is now. I'm so curious. 9 cards, 3 rows of 3. First card out is the Two of Wands. Okay. So we see you beginning this week sort of in this energy of excitement for what the future has to offer you, but you're not quite there yet. For example, some of you guys have this kind of, I guess you could say, lofty vision of moving or traveling or doing something you really want to do, but you're still in the planning stage for this, and I feel like you're about to start saving up money or doing some type of middle work. It feels like you're slightly past the idea phase. Like, I feel like this is already an idea that you're really excited about in your head. So it's something that already exists. It's not something new coming in. And I just saw 2, 3, 4 on the clock which means that this will be gaining some momentum in the upcoming week and weeks. So you already have an idea, you already have a vision, and you may even not know how this vision will unfold just yet, but this week you will start to notice a forward momentum here happening with this goal, this dream, whatever it may be. I don't know, it'll look different for all of you, a career change, a move, something that you really want to manifest more of in your future. Second card out for you is the Devil in reversed. I love this card in reverse because it shows you breaking out of a addiction or codependency. Like we said earlier, some of you might have been in a toxic on again, off again relationship, or could have had some type of behavioral addiction. You may have found that you were codependent, either anxiously or avoidantly attached, and you did the inner healing work to consciously recognize this within yourself. And I definitely see you successfully breaking out of that toxic habit, which is really, really great. So third card out, Two of Swords. Yeah, it feels like you recently have broken out of this toxic thing and you're still like in the beginning energies where like things are going to be changing for you because you broke out of this toxicity, because you broke out of this addiction for sure. But right now it feels like the ball is about to be starting to roll. Things will start to get a move on. I feel like events will be picking up pace in a little bit, whether this week or next week. It really feels like the next few days at the time that you're watching this, things will start picking up more pace, it feels like, which is really great. But yeah, I definitely feel like if we look at these cards next to each other, how it's on my table, she's blindfolded and facing this Devil in reverse. So this was definitely a situation where you were kind of delusional or convincing yourself that something was really fine and it really was not. And I almost feel like you're seeing things a lot clearer now, because if we look at the other side of this, we see this 2 card looking out at breaking this habit. So I feel like you're kind of battling with your lower self and your higher self. Your lower instincts may be saying to stay in this toxic relationship or routine or addiction. Obviously, you may still have some temptation there that you're dealing with, but your higher self is saying, girl, you're gonna deal with temptation anyways. Like, just keep going. Don't go back to that toxicity. There's so much better for you. So the choice is kind of yours this week, Cancer, whether you want to keep negative patterns and addictions going. I really feel like most of you will not, though, so keep having that willpower. You can't avoid temptation, so really embrace it. Acknowledge that temptation will be a part of the process of breaking out of old negative habits and gaining new positive habits. You'll be tempted to stay in your old energies of laziness, procrastination, addiction, going back again, etc., but you can have the willpower not to do that. Second row out for you, 4th card, we have the 9 of Wands. Healthy boundaries being put in place in order to make you avoid going back to whatever this thing may be. Okay, so some of you may be acting a little bit distant, a little bit cold. Just some of you may be having to act that way, or just like having your walls up, but in a healthy way. And those walls are protecting you from, I don't want to say you're avoiding triggers, but it feels like healthy boundaries of like, I don't want to fall back into old ways. For example, if you had like a toxic situationship with like an ex, or just a long situationship in general, and it didn't make you feel good, you weren't on the same page ever, this could show like having those boundaries and perhaps having to come off a little bit colder to that person in order to not go back to that cycle, in order to just stay friends or what have you. Center of your spread, right underneath that Devil card, is the Knight of Wands. Yes, you're coming back to life, it feels like. I feel like you are restoring parts of yourself that was hidden behind this addiction or this codependency. You were giving a lot of your energy away in the past to a negative repeating cycle that left you feeling powerless, used, betrayed, upset, etc. Like constantly. It was a big emotional drain. And I'm seeing you coming back to life, and I'm seeing you really reveling in your own passion here as well, and your own creativity. So definitely take action on creative projects. They have a very good chance of growing rapidly this week, momentum picking up rapidly this week when it comes to anything creative. So if you feel guided to clean out your closet or renovate your house or work on a creative project or business, I would say absolutely go for it, because the energy this week feels really Like it wants you to focus on yourself and your creative visions and the spark of life that you create from within yourself. So that way you don't feel tempted to find that spark from this old behavior, this old addiction, where you were feeling that from someone external to you who was very inconsistent and then created that addictive cycle of like highs and lows. You're looking to create more balance in your life. And in order to do that, you have to find that happiness, that spark from within yourself. And I feel like in the past, you might have told yourself like happiness is created from within, but it really didn't sink into you on a deep level. And you were subconsciously perhaps chasing dopamine highs from a certain substance or person or toxic. I keep coming back to the word toxic cycle. It doesn't mean that that person or that thing was evil. It's just, it was toxic for you, the way you were going about it. It could have been very codependent. Sixth card out for you is the Page of Cups in reversed. Okay. To me, this is showing almost a longing. And oh my God, I'm seeing like 2 rows here of behavior. This is right underneath the Two of Swords, which to me, I was viewing as like your lower instincts, like still wanting a hit from that addiction or that codependency. And so I see this Page of Cups in reversed here as wanting this toxic person to reach back out or wanting to make an excuse to get a hit from them or get a hit from whatever it is that you're addicted to or codependent off of. Like, and I feel like your mind might try to make up with these off the wall excuses to maybe reach out to someone from your past or get back into something like, oh, well, I'm stressed. It's okay if I have a cigarette. Or, oh, so much drama's happening in my life. 1 drink won't kill me. Or like, oh, well, this isn't harmful. Like I can reach out and share this thing that I saw that reminded me of my ex. Like, don't do it, Cancer. Just don't do it. Point blank, period. All right. Whew, final row out for you. And also some of you might be really longing for that thing or that person to find you, to come forward to you. But unless they're coming forward from a place of health and well-being, I feel like it might not be in your best interest to give a lot of energy into it and fall back into that toxic routine. Final row out for you, 7th card, is the Knight of Pentacles. You're making really good progress in your life here. Yeah, I love the 2 knights as well. I'm seeing great people in your life who inspire you to make good decisions for you, or you may be sharing your journey with them, your journey to releasing this toxicity, this codependency, and they're really proud of you, and they inspire you along the way. They keep you motivated, they keep you stimulated, they call you, they check up on you. So I am seeing some really good influences here in your life. I feel like money is getting a lot better this week. I feel like your creative passions are getting a lot better, like you're expressing more, or you're being a little bit more productive with that. If you are in like a career or even just a hobby that is creative, like I feel like you're putting a lot of work in to make your life look like how you want it to look this week, because you let go of that toxic thing that was taking up so much energy. It's like you have more time alone now to work on your own goals, and it's so beautiful. 8th card out is the Ace of Wands in reversed. Okay, so I feel like with all of this creative energy here, like your solar or your sacral chakra, to me feels to be very activated this week, very creative, very spontaneous, in love with life, etc. Some of you guys, I'm going to be honest with you, I am kind of getting here, like try not to let lust or horniness have you going back to anyone who you should not be going back to in that regard, okay? So kind of calling you out there. I feel like it could just hurt your own feelings again, like, oh, well, you know, I'm just really horny right now, like, my ex was great at sex, like, what is the big deal if I, like, do it one time and then we just stay friends or civil, whatever. Guys, just don't do it. Like, do not do it, all right? We see beautiful connections in your life. I honestly feel like, here's the thing, I am feeling Cancer, and this is something like really deep within yourself that you may not want to consciously acknowledge, but I feel like there are great people in your life, and you may even have a great partner if you are in a committed relationship, but I do wonder if some of you guys are not fulfilled sexually in those relationships, or that passion element may be missing there, which is kind of normal after a long period of time, or like if you're in a relationship with someone whose sex drive is a lot lower than yours. I am seeing something like that for some of you. Like someone's really nice and you have great friends as well, but I feel almost that passionate element may be what you really want, which may kind of keep you going back to people from the past who you should not be going back to. That's only going to apply to some of you. For others, it won't apply at all. But I am seeing some of that, so just be mindful, be aware, okay? And final card out is the Three of Cups. Yeah, like we said, really, really supportive people in your life. Great friends, great platonic chemistry. I love it. I love it. I love it. And they are supporting you. They are encouraging you to like keep moving forward. I keep looking back at this Page of Cups in reverse, and I keep saying, like, seeing this desire within you. Like, there could be someone who you feel really passionate about, you may have a really good sex life with, but like they're toxic, or the relationship was codependent, and it's like you're hoping for them to just be healthy and go to therapy and like fix things and come back. And we see here the message of, like, yeah, that'll happen when pigs fly. There's literally a pig with wings. Page of Cups is in reversed. It's like not gonna happen, guys. Like, it's a long shot, it feels like. I'm not saying it's not gonna happen, but it's not gonna happen. Like, it's a long shot for that to happen, and I don't think your spirit guides want you to focus on that. They want you to keep focusing on this positive momentum that you're building for yourself. Keep focusing on the beautiful friendships and relationships that are supporting you at this time, and just live your creative dream. Like, whenever you find yourself in that energy of being tempted to go back to an old addiction or a person, instead create, okay? Bake a pie, go exercise, start drawing, start journaling, take up a class, cook a meal. Like, literally just do something creative. Don't distract yourself with social media either, because that's not really going to help. Like, create something. Take cute pictures of yourself in a forest. I don't know. Like, I'm just listing things that I do. Like, do whatever you do. All right. Thank you guys for joining me. Like, share, comment, and subscribe. Watch for your sun, moon, rising, and Venus to get the fullest overview of this week ahead. And I will see you later. Bye-bye.